When they opened the door and I saw all the red dots, as soon as they saw me holding my baby, they lowered their red dots and directed it to my codeine. I got 9 years. I'm Izzy Realss. Yeah, I'm just Izzy Realss. I think people know me because I did a YouTube video telling my story about when I went to jail. I just thought, let me just tell my story and let everyone know I'm a female and girls go to jail and it's hard too, not just boys. Upbringing, I lived in an area called Peckham, but inside Peckham there's like another area called Nunhead. It's very poshy, kind of, I went to a posh kind of primary school. And there was only like 5 black people there. Yeah, and it was all right actually, but I grew up with just me and my mum. I have, like, there's 7 of us, but they're all, I'm from a country called Sierra Leone in West Africa, so they are all over there, and then it was just me and my mum here. And yeah, I was a little naughty girl, just didn't really listen to the African upbringing. I just didn't want to. My mum was quite strict. She used to always say, no, you can't go this, you can't do that. I used to think, oh, this is long, I can't be bothered to do this. And then I used to just literally stop listening to her and just start doing my own thing. And I think that's when my life just started taking a turn. To be honest, at first, it's like, for example, I got to year 7 and I didn't know anyone, because it's like, you only get to year 7, that's when you start branching out and start meeting people. So I got to year 7, I was a goody two-shoes before that. In year 7, I started misbehaving, finally got a little bit of freedom. Then I started hanging around with these girls, met the man them, should you say, and I used to just roll around with them and do so much. But for me, Peckham was live. It was actually lit. Every day there was something to do. Every day, like, there was always something. And we didn't have like smartphones, like we had like the Walkman, so we didn't even, there was no social media. It was literally, someone called you, what are you doing? All right, cool, I'll meet you at my girl's house. Everyone will go meet there. We're wearing cheap Primark clothes and we're just out on the roads every day doing nothing. So you know what it is? It's school. I went to an all-girls school. So like, when I was in the all-girls school, they had come from like, for example, there was a girl, she had come from another secondary school. So when she came, obviously she met girls from another, like, and whatever, brought everyone together kind of. And we just literally just formed a gang and we just used to do bare stuff. Like, yeah, I'm not even proud, but sometimes I see some of the girls that we used to beat up for fun and just shy away because it's a bit embarrassing. I feel bad, but we used to like rinse out all the shops, steal every shop that there was, take everything if we can and run. At the time, I didn't think the gang was toxic because it'd just be like, we'd just get into arguments, whatever, but it was actually so bad because people would want to fight each other, but we're meant to be together, and then people are snaking each other, like doing things like, oh, I'll pay you if you tell me where this girl's going to be, someone in the gang, so I can punch her up or something because she's rude or something. So it was very snaky. There was no proper loyalty. If anything, there was loyalty towards the boys, but not between us. That's why I think that we argued so much and everyone was chatting and, what would you say, bitching about each other. So yeah, it wasn't, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that girl gang was a bit toxic. We used to have meetings, like, sit there and be like, all right, cool, we're gonna sort out the problem, have meetings, and the meetings will get heated, and 2 people that are meant to be friends are fighting. So yeah, no, it was too toxic for me at that time. There was 2 gangs in Peckham. There was like, I would say there was like the ones that were Caribbean and we were like the African ones, yeah? So they used to cuss us for wearing weave and all of these things, and because we just looked done out, but we look good now. You know, like the tables have reversed, just to put it out there. So they used to cuss us, but they were like the first girl gang group, and then we came along. I would say we was like probably like maybe a year, some of us were the same age as them, but a year younger. We wasn't older than them, so they were like a year or 2 years older than us. So yeah, no, it wasn't beef. Sometimes it would be a bit heated, but I think it was more about jealousy about who's the man them's gal them, to get it. Like, who's the man them's gal them? Everyone wanted to be the man them's gal them, And at that time, that gang, the boys gang, was very popping. Everyone knew who they was. They were doing a lot of things on the ends back in the day. So yeah, I think it was more about jealousy, if I really think about it. Being a girl gang when I was younger, everyone used to call everyone used to be friends. Some people had like their tight friends, but everyone used to be like together. And yeah, it's the snakiness. So I would never even recommend anyone to even think a girl gang is good, because I don't even talk to 90% of them today at all. So yeah, no, I would never, if I could reverse back time. This is the time I was in secondary school. I was bunking off school. I wasn't even doing the most, but you know, African parents, they just think you're doing the worst out on the street, and I wasn't. So she tricked me. She was like, yeah, come, we're going to Sierra Leone for Christmas. I'm thinking, yeah, 2 weeks, babe, I'm going on a plane. Yeah, I'm going outside. I get there, my mum was acting all calm, normal. She's just like, yeah. The 2 weeks date actually came. I'm all packing my suitcase. So where are you going? I said, we're going back to England. No, I'm going back. You're staying here. So I was out there for 6 months. I hated every single day of Sierra Leone, because it's like, I'm 14, I turned 15 there, and all my friends are living there outside, and I'm just in Africa. Doing what? She put me in school. Oh, I was so annoyed. I misbehaved on purpose, because I was thinking, there's something, I need to come back. She was sitting on the porch, like, in our house, like outside of our house on the stairs. And then she goes, and I was like to her, I was trying to break it down to her, like let her know, Mum, I need to go back to do my GCSEs, because she's just acting a bit funny. Then she said, no, you're not going back, you're staying right here. I was like, what? 2 whole weeks? She's saying, oh, you stay here forever, basically. No. I was like, what? I started crying. I started like trying to smash things, but you can't do that in Africa. My mum's got area boys, that's what they call. They'll come and just deal with you. So I was just, she shouldn't have sent me there. I feel like that made me worse. So like, I used to sneak my phone, I texted one of my friends a long message, and I was like, I'm never coming back, whatever. I was proper upset. I'm someone that can adapt. So I started adapting to Africa, like Africa living and everything. So I literally messaged them once. I never spoke to any of them. I was telling them, like, try and help me. My friends saw my mum in London, and they was like, they saw my mum in London, and they was like, can you bring Aisha back? They said, where's the money? My friends were trying to round up money. And I said to myself, if I ever go back, I'm not going to be the same Aisha. So Africa changed me for the worst. For the worst. When I came back, I didn't even respect her. I was angry with her. I missed my GCSEs. So like when I came back, because I was sick with malaria, and I was proper sick, like on the verge of dying, and she organised a ticket. Within 1 week, I was back in England. In total, I was there for 6 months. So it was in the 6 months, I'll say that the last 3 weeks of me being there, I started feeling proper sick. I wasn't eating. I just remember feeling very heavy. And it's so mad because my mum had left me with her best friend. So I was there with her, and all I can remember was her on the phone saying in our language, like, your daughter's sick, she's dying, she's got malaria, you need to take her back to England. And my mum, I think at the time, my mum didn't think like it was so true, because she's just thinking she just wants to come back. But I wasn't even eating, I wasn't even going to the toilet, I was bedbound, and all I was doing was sleeping. I couldn't even like lift my head up. It was like so much on me. So one day, my auntie, my mum's best friend, she said, come, let's go, your mum's organised your ticket or something, we need to go and get it. So we've walked to like British Airways, something to do with them anyway, to get my ticket, travel agency. And I'm walking there and I'm so sick. I'm not even walking, I'm walking so slow, because it's like, I can feel every gravel on my feet. The sun is beating on my face. As soon as I get into the travel agency, I sit down, and then one of my mum's friends that's from London sees me. She's like, no, in our language, this girl is sick, she's gonna die. Her and her husband literally carried me, put me in the car, and just took me straight to the hospital. I got drip. I was in the hospital maybe like a night or 2 nights. I remember them just putting me on the bed, giving me drip, and I just came back, I was all right. The drip actually just helped a bit. After I woke up from there, come out of the hospital, I think like 2 days after, a day after, I was in England and had to go straight to the hospital because I needed medication for the malaria. So I went to St Mary's in Paddington, I think, or something. And yeah, as soon as I got well, in my head, every day in my head, I was thinking, no, she doesn't know that she's gonna receive Pepe from me, because I'm not gonna be serious. She doesn't get it. I already made my mind up, I'm never getting on a plane with her. She can rip that passport. I don't need it. I'm 15, I don't need it. I said never. I was never getting on a plane with her to even say, let's go France. I wasn't doing it. I've resent her, I think, up till today. Because I feel like a lot of things in my life, like, if she didn't send me to Sierra Leone, I would have done my GCSEs. Because when I came back and tried to go to school, they said you can't do a 2-year course in 1 year. So I wasn't even allowed back in year 9 or year 10, whatever year I was at the time. I had to go to college. I wasn't really taking college seriously because I was used to a structure of school, like getting up in the morning and going to school wearing a uniform. Not going to a college that's like 40 minutes away from me. It's not something that I was used to, jumping on the bus, and my school was down the road from my house and all my friends were there. So I had to remake friends in college. It was just too soon. I felt like I was going ahead in education, whereas like I needed to be at the same pace as everyone else. Like, it was weird. I feel like my mum should have maybe spoke to me, or I would have got serious when it comes to GCSEs. You know, like at that age here where it's like, you're following what everyone else around you is doing. So if all my friends are like, no, I need to do my revision, I've got my GCSEs coming up, I want to pass, I would have done the same. But her African ways is, yeah, ship them to Africa. She will learn. I didn't learn anything just to think that you're annoying and I'm not going to take you seriously. So yeah, the whole African thing was a big no-no. My auntie was so annoyed. Oh my God, my auntie was annoyed. But my mum and my sister were actually all right, you know. They weren't that bad. One day I'm just tired all the time. I'm young. I'm like, I'm 17 and I'm just chilling and I'm falling asleep. I think the one day that I thought like, actually it's my aunt that made me go and get a pregnancy test. I was meant to go out to a party. I've come home, like, we've gone Hyde Park, one of those days when everyone was going Hyde Park. Gone Hyde Park, I've come home like 7 o'clock, where everyone's like, yeah, we're gonna meet up for 11 and go to a party. I'm like, yeah. I get home and fall asleep. That is so unlike me. Then whilst I've fallen asleep, I've woken up in the middle of the night to vomit. And these times I'm staying with my auntie. So I've got up to go and vomit, and then my uncle snitched on me to my aunt. This one, she's vomiting in the night. My aunt being a woman, you need to go and get a pregnancy test. I'm not pregnant. I'm like, what? No. So I remember I took a bus to King's College Hospital, because that's like, at that time I didn't have no money, I ain't paying no Clairvaux, nothing like that. So I was like, went to King's College with my friend. So I'm with my friends, I'm sitting there, and then I'm like, I'm not feeling well, I'm vomiting, I'm falling asleep all the time. The woman comes back with the test, she's like, oh, you're pregnant. This me, what? I didn't know what to do. At that time I lived in Dulwich, yeah. So where I lived in Dulwich, like walking is a trek, but I took the longest route because I needed to think about my whole life. I walked from Dulwich, Denmark Hill, Camberwell, Peckham, back to Dulwich instead of going through the Denmark Hill way. Because I was shook when I got in there. My aunt wanted to see paper. She wanted proof. I was like, okay. So I bought the proof. She looked at it and she was cooking, so she just started screaming at the time. But it was so mad because somebody just said, yeah, you're having a baby. I didn't think I'm gonna have an abortion. It just didn't come in my head. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have a baby. And it was just like, it was a bit much getting my head around it. But I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna do it. I thought, why not? I'm young, why not? I should have thought about it though, but I didn't really think about money, nothing. I didn't have no money. I wasn't even, I was 17. Like, what did I have? No, so I had a couple of friends that had a baby already, but they're all from like different cultures and different backgrounds. For me, I think the embarrassment was on my mum, because like when me and her started being cool again when I got pregnant, she would go out with me and then my bump is growing and I'm just getting bigger, and then people are speaking in my mum's like mother, like her tribe tongue, talking about me standing right there, and well, I'm there but I don't understand it, but my mum is telling them mind your business in English so that she knows, she's letting me know that they're chatting about me, but she's telling them mind your business. But literally they just, I think my mum felt the embarrassment about me being pregnant, but I wasn't even thinking about her, to be honest. So it's like, I met them before I got pregnant. Well, when I came back from sailing, I'd met everyone. So from then, it literally just, everyone was just cool, and it just, you know, just one thing leads to another. Everyone's just cool, everyone's chilling, everyone's vibes in, everyone's got banter, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, everyone was, it's just come around. They was like, oh, do you want money? Yes, I like money. So I was like, yeah, what do I have to do? And at the time, I didn't really think too much about it. I just like, yeah, I want money. And that was my main like focus. I need money to feed me. I grew up with them, I chilled with them. So it's like, I was around them anyway. So one I'd known since I was like young, and the other I've known since primary school. So it's like, I've been knowing them. So they didn't really need, it didn't take much for them to, if it was like a random boy on the street, then maybe I'd have been like, nah, but because I knew them, like, so it was like, yeah, why not? They're my brothers and I need money. I was seeing a guy and he just wanted a favour. I think it's because I got my council flat, you know, like men, this is like grooming. I would say like, now when I think about it, it's grooming. Because I had my council flat because I had a baby. I got my 2-bedroom, like quite quickly. I was living by myself. You know, I was independent, and it's like, they're doing what they're doing, and it's like, yeah, let's use Izzy's house to stash our stuff. So it was like grooming. So I would admit that when I was that young, at, what happened, when 18, 19, I was being groomed to like make stuff being held in my house and stuff. I was chilling in my house. What was I doing? I was watching NCIS. I was just chilling. I was actually, that's my show. I was just sitting there chilling, minding my business. My son had been bathed and eaten and gone to bed. He was sleeping, like, and they came around 10 o'clock to come and raid my house. But they banged the next door neighbor's door first. And I knew them. They were just, it was a Caucasian man and a Chinese woman, normal people. There's no problem, like, and they had a baby. So as soon as they licked off their doors, straight away, because I was in my house with my Cody, I knew straight away they're coming for us. He knew they were coming for us. And it was just like panic. And you can just literally like maybe 10 seconds after, 20 seconds after, my door starts getting booted. But I had a good door at the time. The door was taking a while to open. And by the time I tried to open the door, because my baby had woken up from the banging and he's crying, when I opened the door and it like kind of like swung open on its own, there was just armed feds surrounded my small tiny door, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was a movie. I thought like, this is not real. This is the stuff that you see on TV. They had red dots on me, all over me, because I think we were under surveillance. From what I can remember, like after everything, we was under surveillance. Well, not me, one of my Codys was. So, because we was under surveillance, they knew that they saw a firearm, so the firearms came. I'll be honest, I didn't even know firearm feds existed until that night. I didn't know they existed because I had no business with armed feds. I'd never been encountered with them or anything, or even seen it with my own eyes. So when they opened the door and I saw all the red dots, as soon as they saw me holding my baby, they lowered their red dots and directed it to my Cody. Don't move, like don't move, like stay still, don't move. Don't move, don't move. And I was just crying, and my baby was crying, and I was thinking, oh my God. I actually thought I was going home that night when I think about it, because I stopped crying quite quickly. Like after I calmed down, I was like, okay, me and my baby, they're gonna do what they need to do, and I'm gonna go back home. I thought I was gonna spend the night and get bail. I feel like I felt it more, because I've been arrested before, like, you know, minor things like shoplifting and swearing, like, you know when they say, what is it called when you swear on the road and you're causing a disturbance on the street? That's minor stuff, and I spent not even a night, a couple hours, and I've left. But they were like, you're not getting bail, you need to be interviewed and all these things. I was stressed. I screamed, I started screaming straight away in the station. I made sure I made the most noise, because I was like, no, I can't even fight these people. I can't even just walk out of here. I just started howling. So I got arrested on a Thursday, and Saturday I went to court. They said, you're not leaving here till you go to court. So we went to magistrate court. So I'm in court now, and my lawyer, I don't even know where I got this lawyer from. I think my son's grandma got the lawyer actually, and he was just like, he came to me and he was like, listen, you need to, you're not gonna get bail. He's like, you're not gonna get bail because of the severity of the crime. So you're gonna end up going to prison. I went, what? And he was like, you need to make sure you tell me everything that's happened. And I was like, what, nothing? He said, listen, your co-defendant has said he's gone to your house to buy weed and have sex. I said, what? I said, no, they're not my things. And he was just like, well, that's what he said in his interview. So you need to make sure you know what you're saying. Firearms and drugs. It was an M16, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember the other two, but they were small handguns. You know what's so mad? I didn't think it was serious at the time. And it wasn't even there that long. So it's like I wasn't even, you know, it's like I was living my own life as well, if you get what I mean. I was literally doing my own thing. Like, I wasn't thinking, I wasn't around them every single day, day in and day out. I wasn't in my house sitting there all day, every day. I was out, I had a baby to like go and do things with, go out, and my friends had kids, so I was always with them as well. So like, yeah, I think it's because I was doing my own thing, I didn't really understand the severity of the drugs. I knew about 100%. It's something that I'm used to. Like, I'm used to all that stuff. So the drugs, there was heroin and there was crack cocaine and there was weed, but the feds didn't care about the weed. Their main focus was the firearms. That's what they were heavy on. I cried in the court. I cried the whole time in magistrate court. The first time I saw my auntie, my sister, I cried like a baby. I was crying the whole time because I was thinking, I've never been in a courtroom in my life either. I've never been in there, don't even know. You know, these are things you see on the bill or stuff that you see on TV. Like, to actually be in a courtroom, I was looking around amazed, and I was just like, yeah, I'm not, I was there, I was heartbroken. Because they were crying as well. So it was just emotions everywhere. The whole courtroom was just emotional. I was like, what? So you're getting remanded to go to custody, and I was like, where am I going? There was like Holloway. Oh my, I was like, what? I didn't even know Holloway existed. Like, I had a friend that had gone to jail before, but I'd never gone to visit her. So, and I'd never really asked questions because I was like, I think I just had a baby. So I was more into like being a mum and being with other girls that were mums as well. But when I went into custody, it was like, what is going on? It didn't feel real. I was so scared. I was thinking, what is this place gonna be like? I just kept imagining cages, like, you know, like locked up cage, like, I don't know, one of them prison films that are like really like, I don't know if anyone's watched Starred Up, or one of those prison films that are very like bars everywhere. It isn't a proper door, and it's like you don't get no food, you can't use no phone. Like, I just felt I felt like it was going to be the worst like experience of my life. And then when I got there, it wasn't what I thought at all. From what I can remember, I literally sat on the bed because there was a bunk. Where the room they put me in was a double, which means there was 2 beds in there, and it was a bunk bed. But I was the only one in the double, so. I remember walking, and the bunk bed was quite low. So when I'm sitting there, my head is even hitting on the thing, on the bunk at the top. And I remember just sitting there, because after they've done everything they had to do, and they said, all right, you're going to your cell now, and you'll come out tomorrow. When they locked the door, I literally just sat there. The TV was off, and I just sat there, and I was looking around the room. I was thinking, what is this? I was thinking, I need to use the phone. I don't have my phone. I don't have nothing, no snacks, just nothing. Just literally just nothing. I'm just sitting there. I was silent for long, and then I cried myself to sleep. That's the one thing I did, because I was like, that's the only way I'm gonna sleep. I need to cry until I'm tired and go to sleep, because my mind was just, oh my God, what's gonna happen tomorrow? I need to speak to my family. And I think I got to Holloway like around 8, so I didn't even get into my cell until like 10 o'clock at night. So I'm just up, and yeah, I just cried myself to sleep. I had to. I was in remand, so I got arrested in October, and I was in remand until I pleaded guilty. I pleaded guilty in, I think, March or May. I pleaded guilty, and then I got sentenced in June. What am I gonna say? Oh, I didn't know, they forced me to do it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a good liar. I'm not a good liar. I can't lie and just be like, oh, I didn't know, I knew, of course I knew. And I just felt to myself, it wouldn't sit right with me to say, make up a whole lie, and then say, oh, I had nothing to do with it, or try and make up a whole bogus story, and then still do my time, might get sentenced or whatever, come out and not be able to hold my head up high. Because I know what I'm like, it's my integrity, and I couldn't sit there and just snitch, basically. The first number they threw at me was 15. I was like, what? I can't do 15. I was like, I can't do 15. I was like, what? 7.5 years. I said, for what? I can't do that. I said, I've got a baby, I need to go home. I can't do 7.5. And then that's the only reason I pleaded guilty, because they said they'll take a third off. That is the only reason. And I was thinking, you know what, yeah. Because I'm looking at, when you're in jail, everyone's got their own like perspective of things, because everyone's been through the judicial system. So they'll be like, oh, this person got like 10 years, or this person got 5 years. So you're just, everyone be, oh, you're probably gonna get like an 8, or you might get a 3 and go home. Like if you didn't have nothing to do with it and the boys are gonna say it, you're probably gonna go home. These are people just don't have no legal experience, no nothing. So I'm just like, yeah. And then when I actually got sentenced, the judge actually said, if you didn't plead guilty when you did, I would have given you 11 years, but today I'm giving you 9 years. I'm nervous, I'm nervous, building up to it, like my family's praying, I'm praying, like people that I've become close with, and we're all praying, because it's like, I've got, at the time, well, when I got arrested, he was 20 months old. So he's a young kid, like baby, and it's like, I need to go back home to him, because it's like, he needs me. And I was nervous, but they didn't start with me first. They started with one of my codees, and when I heard his sentence, which was like double figures, I started screaming, because I was thinking, yeah, that's me. I'm getting double figures. I was like, what? 16? Nah. I was thinking, yeah, I'm definitely gonna get at least like 11 or 12 or something. Just something, because I felt like the judge just wanted to just make an example out of just us, black kids, whatever. So when I heard 11, and then because he was talking, I'm already crying because my codees have got long. I'm already emotional, I'm already an emotional wreck. And when I heard 9, I was still devastated. I cried so much. Like I didn't cry in the circle van, I cried when I got back into Holloway, and my friend, which is my good friend now, she was like a receptionist worker, and she saw me. As soon as I looked at her, I just started crying. I just took a sleeping tablet and went to bed. I couldn't even talk, because I had to like let it sink in that you're gonna be here until 2017. Because I'd already started calculating what year I'm gonna leave, because the next day the prison come to me with a piece of paper saying, they'd calculated everything and saying, yeah, this is your date that you're going home. So I literally just was devastated. I'm not gonna lie, straight away when I did think that, I thought to myself, why did I do this? And I thought like, maybe it was a sign. And then I thought to myself, I wish I said something. Like I wish I'd like told someone, because none of my friends knew. Like I didn't bring anyone on what I was doing, because I felt like if I told a reasonable adult, or I told one of my friends that are like scared about things, she would have probably talked me out of it, like, listen, no, you could go jail, you know, no, take it out, or done something. But because I'm so like to myself, especially when I'm doing bad things, I'm to myself, I don't talk when I'm doing stuff. I felt like that's the reason. I felt like that was just basically my karma. You should have just kept your mouth, just don't get involved. Like I said before, I'm someone that can adapt to any environment, so I got used to being away from him, because I was away from him more than I was with him, because I only had him for literally 20 months. Like being pregnant, and then he was 20 months, just before he was 2, I'd gone to jail. So being away from him, I spoke to him like almost every day, as much as I could. He couldn't talk, he should just be like making baby noises and then just leave the phone. But I think for me, it got better when I used to see him. It was the seeing him, because it's like, I want him to know that I'm his mum and remember me, because at that age, you can easily forget someone. So yeah, that was my main thing. That was my main thing. It's the worst feeling ever. You can't eat, it was the worst feeling. It's so mad that it affects me till today. Like, I don't give myself away to guys. I don't even have the time, because it's like, no. That was the worst. I felt like that was a betrayal. Like, you can't trust someone like that. men are, I won't say men are calculated, but some people are calculated, and I don't know your intention, like your intentions with me. So it's like I give myself to you, and it's like, you're gonna what? Because for me, that's the worst thing that could happen. Like, people can deal with like cheating and being lied to, but my actual life actually got taken away from me. That's an ultimate betrayal. So it's like, no, I just don't involve myself like with men that even do bad things, because I can't be bothered. I just can't be bothered. The day I got sentenced, I think I had like maybe throughout the whole 4.5 years, I probably cried like 5 times when it was just too much. You know, and it's like, I'm sitting there like, no, the joke's over now, I wanna come home now. It's over, I'm doing my time, okay, I get it, I've learnt my lesson. I probably had like 5 times that I broke down, but not because of him, just about my situation. Or like sometimes Holloway will go into a lockdown because there's a big fight, so everyone has to go behind their cells the whole day. And it's like, that affects me, because it's like the little freedom that we have, I can't utilize it. I have to just stay in my room doing nothing, watching 1 to 5. I'm the black sheep. I'm the black sheep. No one's been in trouble like that. Maybe like 1 or 2 cousins, but it wasn't that deep. Like, it was stressful for them because obviously they had to support me whilst I was in there that whole time. Take time out of their day to come and visit me. It's not something that they're used to. It's not like they've got like older brother that's done that too. It's just me. So coming out, I just know that they were just happy and they just wanted me to stay out and not get involved. Like, my auntie's so scared of like me meeting anyone or seeing like anyone that does anything. She's just like, I hope he's a good guy, I hope he doesn't. She's not on me dating a criminal. It's not what it seems like, it's not what it is. Like, from my experience, everyone showed their true colours when it came to the police to get it. So that's when you really know who someone is, when the police is involved. Because that's the only thing I'll say that anyone in this country is even scared of. Like, no one wants to get nicked or spend any time in a prison cell or anything. So you may think that you know a guy, but until he's in a situation, that's when his true colours come out. And it's not even like a beef situation, it's the police. That is the one thing that I know people have even a little bit of fear in. So don't even, if you think, oh yeah, then he loves me, take care of me, all these things, hello. If you're in it together, he's not gonna say, oh babe, oh judge, it's all mine, I forced her to do it. No one's ever gonna take blame and say to the judge, I forced her. No boy's gonna do that. It's just gonna be like, oh, I don't know, I have nothing to do with it. If his fingerprints are not in it, he's gonna take it to trial. So yeah, no one should even be holding in that kind of stuff for that man, because he won't do that for you. That is a fact. If he's in love with you, why don't you ask his mum? He's in love with his mum. Why don't you ask his mum? Mum, hold this for me. You love me, I love you too. He can't ask his mum, he's not gonna ask the mother of his child. So he's just gonna ask any random girl. He don't love you. If his baby mama ain't doing it, or his mum ain't doing it, or even like a family member ain't doing it, you ain't nothing to him. You're literally disposable. You're someone that you go to jail, he doesn't get nicked, he'll find another girl, and you'll be in your jail cell, either Bronzeville, because Holloway is closed, in your cell just on the phone, thinking about life. The thing that affects me is it's the jail thing, being locked up. So like, the only thing I can say that it's affected me in a way of the quarantine business that's going on now, it don't affect me. I literally sit in my room all day, watch TV. I don't even need to talk to anyone or see anyone. Because I'm used to being in a cell, which is a bit weird, because before I was very, very bubbly and outgoing. The emotional state of like affecting me is, I don't trust guys. I always pick at things. I'm like, are you really who you say you are? Are you really that guy? Like, I need to see people's intentions, but people don't. Everyone's always got an ulterior motive all the time. They always want to do their own thing. I don't know. My attitude is so stink now, so I don't even know how anyone even deals with me, because I just don't care. Because it's like, hello, I went through trauma, I'm still dealing with it. And I feel like because I did so much time, 4.5 years, and I did it at a young age, I wasn't even a proper woman yet. So I hadn't achieved anything in my life yet. I literally just had a baby and that's it. I hadn't even learned how to drive. I hadn't even finished fully decorating my house that I got from the council, nothing. So it affects me. And sometimes I just go days that I just don't want to talk to anyone. I can't bothered. Even like a guy that I'm seeing, I can't bothered. I don't want to talk to him today. Because it's like my brain doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. I don't get flashbacks about prison, but I just get flashbacks about like how I feel. And like, I get like, you know when you sit down in your bed and you're just thinking, if I didn't go to jail, where would my life be? I might be, I don't know, an air hostess, I'm doing something, but I'm stuck here on license, can't travel, can't do nothing. Every 6 weeks they're calling my phone, wanting me to go in, I'm getting supervised for what? I'm not a menace to society, I'm not someone that's a danger. That's what I feel like I find hard, and as well as job-wise, I found that so hard. Like finding a job, like I wanted to be a carer and do like just helping people, and my criminal record, I used to always shy away from it until I got a better job that I don't even care now. No, you know, no. When I think about it, no. Last I remember, someone said to me, he's not remorseful. I said, oh, that's fine. That's his conscience. No, the time's already gone past. There's nothing. I'm already. I won't say I'm damaged goods, but it's already affected me and how I think and everything that I do in my life. So it wouldn't really make a difference. It would just be like, oh, okay, you said it, okay, and I'll still be Izzy. If you get what I mean, I'll still be the same Izzy. I won't. It's not gonna make me think, oh, you know what? No, he said sorry. Everything's all wiped clean. Yeah, no, I won't do that at all. My regrets is I should listen to my gut instinct. My gut never, ever, ever, ever fails me. But I didn't listen that day. I listened to other people. So it's mad because in the beginning, when I got when I got arrested, let's say the Tuesday, I had a dream that I could hear footsteps outside my house. And I told them on the Wednesday, oh guys, they're coming, you know, I can feel it. And they're reassuring me, no, they're not coming. But my gut is telling me, no, they're coming, like the police are coming. No, they're not coming. Why would they come here? You're like, you live by yourself, you're not a criminal, why would you? The next day they came. So it's like, I should have just listened to my gut instinct and just been more like, get the stuff out of my house, whatever. So even if they did come, they would have found nothing. Sorry, fix my door, and I would have been out the whole time. So from that day, I've never stopped listening to my gut instinct. That it can happen to anyone, no matter what kind of background or whatever. It can happen to anyone. I feel like it's because love is a dangerous thing. Love is so like, it's such a powerful thing that can't be seen, that it literally just, it overpowers your thinking, how you act, how you behave. Like for men and women, men do crazy stuff as well. Like, so for me being in love at that young age, when I think about it, was I in love? It probably was, but I would say what was I gonna say? It's like an eye opener.